is going to be some method practice. Before we begin, make sure you have Java and the Java JDK downloaded on your computer. You can run Java-version in your terminal to check. Also make sure that you have IntelliJ downloaded on your computer. It's suggested that you watch the previous Java tutorials in the same playlist. So here's some method practice. We want to return the area of a circle, return the area of a square, return the smallest of 3 numbers, return the smallest of 4 numbers, which should overload the previous method, print the sum of 3 numbers, and print the area of a triangle, which the area of a triangle is length times height divided by 2. So let's see. Let me get the split screened. I'm going to click on source and then right click and do new Java class. And this is going to be method practice. Double click to make the left pane go away. And then public static void main string args. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is create all the method headers for all of these different practice methods. So first is the area of a circle, which should return a double. So public static double get circle area, and it's going to take in an int radius. Now we have the area of a square, so public static, and I'm going to let this be a double because the side length of a square could be a double. Get square area int side length. Now the smallest of 3 numbers, so public static double get min, and it's going to take in double 1, double 2, double 3. And now I want the smallest of 4 numbers, which will overload the previous method. So it'll be named getMin with the return value of double, but different parameters. So public static double getMin, double 1, double 2, double 3. Should be warning me. Weird. It should be warning me that these two are the same, but it's not. Interesting. Double 4. Okay. Now I want to print the sum of 3 numbers, so this won't have a return value, which means I'll have public static void. So public static void print sum. And I'm going to make these 3 numbers ints. Okay, and the final one is to print the area of a rectangle. And so I'm going to have, and again, this is a print, so it won't have any return value. It'll just be public static void. So public static void print triangle area, and I'm going to do double length, double height. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is define all of these methods. So a circle area is pi r squared. So the first thing I'm going to do is have double radius squared, which will be math.pow radius 2. I could have also just done squared. I could have also just done radius times radius, but using math.pow is a little bit cleaner and you understand exactly what's going on. This is squaring radius. And then I'm going to return radius squared times math.pi. And you could have created another variable to hold the area and then return area. I just like doing it this way because it's a little bit less code. So now I want to get the area of a square, which is just the side length times the side length, or the side length squared. But I'm going to return side length times side length just because we know that area is width times height. Just for a square, they happen to be the same thing. So I want to get the minimum of 3 numbers. This is just like getting the maximum of 3 numbers like we did in the previous tutorial, but in this case, we're getting the minimum, not the maximum. So I'm going to have int 1, 2 minimum, math.min of 1, 2, double, not integer, because it's expecting it, because the math.min returns a double. Double 2, 3 min is math.min of 2, 3. And then the final minimum, double final min, equals 1, 2 minimum, math.min of 1, 2 minimum, and 2, 3, and this should have been min, not me. Move this over so you can see all the code at one time. And then we're going to return final min. Great. So now we want to get the minimum of 4 numbers. But we already have a method that gets the minimum of 3 numbers. So we can call that minimum with 3 numbers on the first 3 numbers. So double min of first 3 equals get min of 1, 2, 3. And now we can just get the minimum of the first 3 and the 4th number. So double final min equals math.min of min of first 3 and 4th. Returning final min. Okay. So now I want to print the sum of these 3 numbers. So int sum equals 1 plus 2 plus 3. And we're going to return, we're not returning actually. And if we tried to return, we would get this error. You cannot return a value from a void return type. So actually, I want to do system.out.println sum plus sum. Great. And now I want to print the area of a triangle. So I'm going to say int area of triangle equals length times height, which apparently I can't spell, height, divided by 2. Oops, and this should actually be a double. So because of order of operations, I don't actually need these parentheses, but I'm going to put them in there so it's more obvious what's going on. And then I'm going to system.out.println area of triangle, area of triangle. Great. So now these 2 print statements, they don't need me to save off their answer because they're not actually returning anything. So up in the main, I'm going to say int, not int, double circle area equals get circle area with 3. Double square area equals get square area, and I'm going to use 4. Double get min of 1, 2, 3. Oops, min equals get min. Double min 2 equals get min of 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I had tried to name both of these min, I would have gotten a compile error telling me that this variable is already defined within the scope. So that's why I called it min2. And now I want to call print sum with 1, 2, 3, and print triangle area with 1 and 3. Okay, so I know that these don't return anything, but if I thought maybe they did, and I tried to do this, I would get a really intense compile error telling me that there's incompatible types. It needed an int because of how I define sum, but this returns void, which means it's not returning anything. So I can't do that, which is something handy about IntelliJ. It tells you when you have errors. Okay, so I'm not printing any of these values that I'm saving off. So if I want them to actually be shown as part of my output, I need to print them. So system.out.println circle area equals plus circle area. System.out.println square area plus square area. System.out.println min of 3 plus min. System.out.println min of 4 plus min. Okay, great. Min 2. And let's refactor these so that they have better names. Right-click, refactor, rename, min of 4. Great. So now I'm going to do run, and choose method practice. And it's thinking, and it printed out exactly what I expected it to. I have pi r squared, which is 9 times 3.14, which is what I expected because the answer is 28 point something, which makes sense. I have my area of my square, which is 4 squared, which is 16. The minimum of 1, 2, 3 is 1, and the minimum of 1, 2, 3, 4 is also 1. The sum of 1, 2, and 3 is 6, and the area of that, that should have been 2. Oh, nope, it's not. It's 1.5 because it's length times width divided by 2. So the area of the triangle is 1.5, like I expected. And that's it. I hope that was helpful.